How did we get to November? It's the first Thursday in November, everybody. Happy to have you with us with Trevor Matich and Sam Acho. I'm Wendi Nix. We've all had a day or two now to take a collective breath after those initial college football playoff rankings. So take a beat. It's time for at least a minute to get back to talking about football, and there is plenty of it headed your way this weekend. Our weekend wake up brought to you by Wendy's Breakfast. Bama LSU has always been a close affair, but the Tide handed the Tigers a 38-point drubbing last year, the third largest win by either team in this series. And Alabama, a massive 25.5-point favorite, tied for the largest spread in this series in the last 40 years. Sam, listen, as we make our way through the season, there are often different iterations of teams. There's ups, there's downs. That's just the way it goes. So I would like to ask you about Alabama right now. We know where they're ranked. What do you see from the Tide as we enter November?
Yeah, I see a different Tide team. I see a team that I hope at least learned from their mistakes defensively over the last couple weeks. Obviously, you have a loss to a team like A&M. You better get right, especially when you're coached by Nick Saban. That's defensively. Offensively, you have a quarterback like Bryce Young, who in a lot of people's eyes is a Heisman favorite. He can do it with his arms, as we all know. What impresses me about Bryce Young is the way that he runs the ball. Then you got guys like John Mechie, Jamison Williams. You got a good running game as well. So that's what I'm impressed by. Notice I didn't mention too many defensive players, not just yet, because they have so many holes, if you will, on defense. But I expect more of the same against LSU.
Sam, it's their defense that I'm so concerned about, because every other game, the Bama defense is either dominant or frustrating because of mental errors that are uncharacteristic of a Nick Saban team. And here's just a few of those. This is a simple coverage, right? The expectation is that this guy will go back under that route when it goes inside, but the defender at the top of the screen doesn't get the inside help, and he's wondering, what in the world is going on here? Well, that's one way to mess it up. Here's another way to mess it up. Man coverage. Now, these two receivers will cross. That happens all the time. You either switch off or you get on different levels and follow your man. But Bama goes to plan C, which is, I don't mind you getting beat. Just get beat doing the right thing. And then things get completely absurd. You tell me what's wrong with this picture. These guys looking at the offense, and this guy, what in the world is he thinking about? He's like, well, gee, where's the offense? They were here a minute ago. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. Really? Right? That kind of mental error is not what we see coached by Nick Saban. And how does Saban feel about this? Well, that'll just about cover the drive-by. Now, 2 of those 3 plays were in their last game before the bye week, Tennessee. And that's why I want to see how they do against LSU in terms of their mental acuity, in terms of their assignment discipline.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.